Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books. And today specifically, you must be here to get my update on the Olympic Readathon. So I don't have points for you guys today. However, I do have some books to talk about, and I will do a final wrap up of everything I've read because I am still reading. So the first book that I finished for the Olympic Readathon would be of Honey and Wildfires by Sarah Chorn. This is self-pub, and oh my gosh, guys, it is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, this wasn't fulfilling any prompts. It just happened to be this month that I read it, and I adore this book so much. Sarah Chorn writes in very lyrical prose. It's very emotional. Everything about this book just tugs at your heartstrings, and I can't wait to get the next one, Glass Rhapsody. I know it releases like this week, and so I'm very, very excited to continue with this one. So what the back of the book says: from the moment the first settler dug a well and struck a lode of shine, the world changed. Now everything revolves around that magical oil. So this is set in the early Americas, which is so fun for a fantasy novel. I had not seen anything like this, but if you know anything about early Americas, there was an oil boom. And this plays off of what if that oil was actually magical, and what things could you do with this magical oil that they found. And it's so emotional, so heartbreaking, so beautifully written that I would recommend this to anybody. Even if you're not a fantasy reader, I think that you could get something out of this. It's very, very good. The one that I just finished up would be The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. Now, let me just say, Sarah Beth Durst is easily becoming, if not a favorite author, an auto-buy author for me. Every book I've read of hers, which to be fair has been a few but not many, they always pull me in, suck me in, like, just, they have this magical quality about them that is very easily delivered and very readable. These books are quite short, but I think you get the epic fantasy feel from Sarah Beth Durst without a lot of filler that's in a lot of the epic fantasies that you read nowadays, and or even, you know, the fantasies of the past. But this was really good. And we follow a young girl who, her village is destroyed, but she shows an affinity for the spirits that only the queen or the heirs to the queendom show. And so she is summoned to the court and asked to undertake this test to see if she will become one of the queen's heirs, and things go from there. There is a little bit of romance in here, but it's very sweet, and it doesn't take up much of the story. And so I don't think that anybody who just dislikes romance is gonna dislike this book, because there's not much to the romance. It's cute, it's sweet, that's about it. And then we get the school setting of her going through training to be an heir. So if you like school settings, this is probably going to hit your radar. But I read this for the prompt of Hera, book with a queendom. And so I highly recommend these. Like I said, I think Sarah Beth Durst is going to become an auto-buy author for me. And probably one that you guys have been waiting for me to finish. I read this for Nyx, the final book in a series. And yes, I finished The Faithful and the Fallen. This is a new favorite series for me. I absolutely loved the way this series wrapped up. There's a lot I can't talk about with Wrath because of the way Ruin ended. Most of what I had to say or have to say for this book would be spoilery. So I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Faithful and the Fallen is definitely one of my favorite fantasies that I've ever read, and I highly recommend it. Pick you up some John Gwynne, guys. Very, very good. Now for one that I was kind of disappointed with. I read this for the political Intrigue, and I can't remember what maybe it was Athena. Oh, I was disappointed. I didn't like this book. So before I show you what the book is, let me tell you that, again, I'm not a character-driven reader. So I did not know that this book was character-driven before I picked it up. And so I bought it not knowing that. And then I ended up giving it like a 3.5 because I could not get into the story. It was not the book for me. I kept going because I wanted to earn the points for my team, pushed through it. But guys, Dune is not the book or series for me. And yes, I went and bought the illustrated edition thinking that I would love it. But I'm not a character-driven reader, and this is a very heavily character-driven book. It makes me sad that I didn't like it. So, I mean, I liked it, but it was so hard for me to get into that I just was like, is it over yet? And it's huge. It's a very big book. So the fact that I pushed through it probably lends towards me saying that I don't like it, because it just wasn't the book for me. Okay, the next one would be the prompt for Hestia. And I chose European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss. This is the second book to The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. We follow the daughters of some of the Gothic tales, Frankenstein, Moreau, Rappaccini, like all of these Gothic tales come together to create Theodora Goss's series, and it's so fun. I picked this for Hestia because it's the found family trope, and the girls in this are so funny. So if you don't know, these stories are told via one of the characters writing the story, and many times the girls, the other characters, interrupt the telling of this story to correct or to insert their own ideas into the telling of this story, and it is very, very cute. I absolutely adored it. And for the final book that I will be picking up for the readathon, We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. Now, I had chosen Axiom's End as my Dionysus prompt. However, I couldn't get a hold of the audiobook, and I right now currently don't have time to sit down and read a physical book, so I replaced it with We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. And I've been eagerly awaiting this book for quite some time. And so being able to read it now, I'm just very excited. And you guys will see in my next video, which will be my TBR for July, why I chose this one. So that is going to be the end of the Olympic Readathon for me. I will again go back and give you a full update on the readathon, where we landed and everything like that when the readathon is officially over. And yeah, like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!